Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today I want to share with you guys another product for your smart home, and this is another camera by a company I've worked with in the past and I'll continue to work with into the future, Nooie. Nooie makes not a huge selection of products, but they make smart home tech cameras and smart home tech not wall switches, but plug-in sockets and smart bulbs. So I've worked them for a while. I've used several of their cameras. I have installed in my home one of their basic inexpensive entry-level indoor surveillance cameras. I have two of their Nooie 360-degree pan tilt cameras, some of their bulbs and smart sockets. And I gotta tell you, I like Nooie. You know, there's so many products on Amazon and eBay when it comes to smart home tech and the smart tech gear. You really don't know what to buy. And so it's great that I get the opportunity to review products like this and share them with you guys and give you guys my 2 cents. What I've noticed most of all when it comes to these products is the app. That's the main differences. You know, they all have about the same specs, for the most part. Now don't come back and be like, oh, I found one 720p or whatever. Most of them are 1080p. Most of them have the IP 65, 64, 44, some kind of IP water resistance if it's an outdoor cam. A lot of them have the micro SD card, two-way audio. A lot of them work with the Amazon Smart Home Smart Assistant. And so they're all pretty similar. What's really the big deciding factor here, again, is the app and, of course, the price. I find that Nooie has a really good refined app. It's kind of like they took, and they're not side by side the same, but it's kind of like they took points from, like, let's say LifeX. You know, I've always said before, LifeX bulbs have a very streamlined, user-friendly app. Again, none of the apps are difficult to use, but I do like how Nooie layers everything. They have, you know, 3 different headings or 3 different icons. One for your camera and your surveillance, another for your smart home tech, and then some other one. I forget what it is offhand. So let me show you guys the camera here. So this camera right here is your traditional bullet style cam. You do have these 2 screws underneath here, and I believe there's a micro SD card slot on this. However, it's not listed on their listing here. So what I want to do is, while I got you guys here, and this is kind of an important thing, they really need to add that, because a lot of times when it comes to cameras like this, a lot of them want you to sign up for their cloud recording. And some cameras give you, you know, complimentary cloud recording with maybe 15-second clips. They're all different across the board. So some cameras don't. So they'll give you the alert, and then in order for you to actually see what's going on, you have to check the camera right when it happens and hope to catch something. So it's really important if you get a camera, hopefully like this, and it has the opportunity to put, or it has the ability to put a micro SD card in it, that you do. You know, even just a small 8 gig, something, you don't have to go getting anything too expensive or too crazy, just so you're able to go back and see what the camera's actually picked up. Other companies do provide cloud recording. This is a company that does, and I think a lot of times with these companies, they really want you to sign up. You know, a lot of times with stuff like this, the money is really in the service and not necessarily in the hardware. But it is nice to be able to still use the camera if you don't want to sign up. And I'm not a fan of signing up for anything. I like to kind of buy something once and leave it at that. I don't like to have to spend extra money. I mean, let's face it, in today's day and age with power bills and gas bills and water bill and internet and this and that, I mean, it's just one bill after another. So anything you can do to minimize spending money on services, I think is a good thing. So let me try to get this cover off here. And this is going to be kind of a deciding factor on whether or not this camera is a good value. So very good. So it does actually have a micro SD card slot in the bottom, and it does have a push button reset. Some of the other cameras I've seen actually have a little spot where you have to push a little kind of a needle through there to reset the camera. It's nice that they actually give you a button there, and it's protected under 2 screws. Only downside to this, I don't recommend, if you had to reset the camera for whatever reason, you leave it attached to your house or outside, because these screws are super small and you probably run the risk of losing them. And this is important to have this on the camera to maximize your water resistance. IP65 on this one here, I think. Let me see. IP66 weatherproofing, 2-way audio, night vision, and that's about it. Bullet cam, what I like about it, it's not too small, but it's not too large. It's large enough that it acts as a visual deterrent as well. And what's cool about it is that they give you a 10-foot, very nice weatherproof outdoor cord for this. They also give you the USB charger or USB adapter. Now, the only thing with stuff like this is that everybody, with all these things, they always give you, you know, the weatherproofing, the weather resistance, but none of them really give you anything that's really weather resistance as far as the cord. Now, a lot of houses are protected with an overhang, so if you're going to be, obviously, if you're going to be using this outside, you'll be plugging this into a protected plug, but it's always a good idea if you are going to plug anything like this in, because there is no real protection on the power cord where it plugs into the adapter. I recommend you getting what's called an active use outlet box or an outlet cover. That basically allows you to plug something in. It's clear, it's got like a hinge, and allows you to drape the cord down the bottom. Keep in mind, if you do that, you're going to be losing probably about 6 or 7 inches in order to plug that in. So you get 10 foot of cord, which is good. Some of the cameras I've seen don't give you a lot of cord, and you know, you want to mount your camera about 9 feet up, kind of out of the way so people can't mess with it, or a potential intruder, or you know, somebody looking to do wrong can't really you know, disable the camera. Let's face it, if they want to come by with a baseball bat and smack the shit out of it, you're not going to stop them. But everything you do is a little bit of a deterrent. Sometimes it's good, depending on where you put these, to put them in a cage. It just depends. But the cord is always going to be kind of a vulnerability with cameras like this. Now, you can get battery-powered cameras, you can get solar cameras. There's a whole slew of different model cameras you can get. The nice thing about these is that these types of cameras, remember, this isn't Fort Knox we're protecting. You're just trying to do things as a deterrent. And when I say layering your security, always a good idea to have a couple different brands, a couple different cameras, a couple different locations. So if somebody does mess with one, there's another camera to pick up that kind of behavior or that kind of that action. Remember, guys, all these cameras, no matter how good they are, you know, in order for you to get a camera that really has the ability to zoom in, you really got to get something that's 4K and something pretty elaborate to really get in close with a mechanical zoom. I've always found that ones with optical zoom on, you know, residential kind of stuff, they're never amazing. But again, layer your security, have different cameras, you know, have cameras in a spot that maybe if somebody was actually going to get at this, they can't get 2 cameras at the same time. So you're going to get some kind of alert, some kind of notice that, hey, something's going on, you need to call the police or get over there. You know what I mean? If you're not home. So keep that in mind. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same on these. They do have a promotion right now for 25% off, which is good because honestly, the price on this is $60 on Amazon. And I will say, I always want to give a product a good review. I always try to find the positive things, but I got to let you guys know the negative things as well. This is kind of expensive for what you're getting when you compare it to other brands. It's not too far out of line. You know, it's not like they're charging you 4 times the price, but you can get most outdoor cameras about the $39 price point. $59 is a little bit steep, but they do have the coupon on here for 25% off. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last. Hopefully that's a permanent thing, because I think at the price point for 25% off, it's a much more competitive price. Which was that drop the camera down to, was that 15 bucks off? Roughly, let me see here. Let me add it to the cart. So 60, you need a 3-year protection plan. I never go with those. Let's see what we got here, guys. My Amazon cart is always stuffed. So depending on where you live, you know, you're going to pay, you may pay tax, you may not pay tax. Why is this showing 2 different things in here? Remove this, save this for later. Delete that. I ordered an air rifle, it never showed up, so unfortunate. So with the discount, you're looking at a $15 discount with that 25% off. Then you're gonna have your tax depending on where you live, but you do get free shipping on this. So keep that in mind. Out the door, no, if you live in an area with no tax, $45 is going to get this to your door. So usually I would say the $39 price point is kind of the going rate for an outdoor camera. It's a little bit higher, but I think with Nooie, what I like about them again is that you're really getting a very well-refined app. And so with the app, you can sign up for cloud service as well. If you don't want to add a micro SD card in there and you want to be able to always have that data backed up in the cloud, of course. You know, I'm not going to mention all the other brands, but there are other brands out there that give you complimentary cloud recording that's, I think, a much better value than the Nooie Cam. But again, for me, I'm never really, I don't really sign up for any kind of cloud recording. Anything that I do in the cloud virtually, I do with my own network NVR that's uploaded on-site and off-site. So just kind of keep that in mind. But let me just go ahead and open up one of the cameras I have here, and I'm just going to load the pan tilt because obviously this isn't connected now. But as far as the pricing, if you go month to month, 14-day event playback, videos are saved for 14 days. It's $1.90 for 30 days. So that's pretty competitive, pretty cheap. If you want to go up to the 3-day playback, you're looking at $3 If you're looking at 28-day, $3.60. I'm not sure why it says 3-day playback and then 28-day. Oh, sorry, 3-day playback. Then you have 28-day event playback, $3.60. 7-day playback, it says $5. So I don't know why it says 7-day playback. I guess here it says videos are saved for 7 days with 24/7 recording. And then you have other different tiers as well. You have a $10 for 15-day playback and a 30-day playback, which are videos are saved for 30 days and 24/7 recording at $20 a month. That's pretty steep in my opinion. You know, I wouldn't spend that for that. I would just get an onboard SD card and add another camera and just you'll have a backup. So just keep that in mind. I mean, hopefully a lot of these companies start to make some better deals. Again, I don't want to drop the names of all the other cameras out there. I don't know, you know, like Zomato gives you some cloud time. They give you NVR. If you have an NVR, there's Y. There's all different kinds of brands. It's up to you guys to do the research and find out which one is going to be the best value for you. I think Nooie's a great product. I like the app. The only thing I have to say about Nooie that I don't like about the app is that their cameras don't have the ability to reboot should the camera start to get sluggish. We all know when it comes to smart home tech, things start to get sluggish sometimes. We got to reboot the network, especially when you have as many devices and you have a network that's as complicated as mine. Looking at over 100 devices all the time on, you know, you just can't grab an off the shelf router and have that work. You know, that's a lot of devices. You're starting to get into commercial grade kind of stuff, or enterprise level network gear. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're going to install this anywhere, you will have to reboot cameras eventually. Put it somewhere where you have access to turning it on or off. If you're mounting this outside, I tell you, if I ever built a house, I would definitely, or self-contracted a house, I would definitely add, and if you're doing this as well, go ahead, spend the extra money. It doesn't cost more. Have outlets, GFCI outlets put in the overhangs. So you can basically add these devices on the second level, plug them in nice and tight, and add those outlets on a switch. So you can use it for Christmas lights if you want to. My parents did that in their house, and it makes it very convenient to add cameras on the second level, tuck them nice and neat underneath the overhang. Even though they have water resistance, they're protected as well. So, you know, anything you do to help protect the cameras, you know, all this stuff, although they do have the water resistance, you know, having it constantly get wet, eventually water finds its way into places. So, especially for things at this price point. So, it's always nice to put it underneath an overhang, give it a little bit of protection, prevent it from, you know, any kind of direct water, although this you can, you know, put in direct water, but not submerged, of course. You know, don't put throwing in the swimming pool, okay? Legal disclaimer. But just kind of keep that in mind if you are, again, building a house. Great to have those overhangs on a switch. And if you have to reboot the device, you just basically flip the switch on or off. Again, if you're mounting this somewhere where you're plugging it down low, I would encourage you to get a, you can lock them as well, a active use outlet cover. So you can plug this in with the power adapter, close the box, put a small lock on it. Again, none of this stuff. Somebody wants to come over there with some wire snips or come over there with you know, a pry bar and rip the box open. They're going to do that. You're just basically slowing them down and preventing somebody from it's just making it a little bit more difficult. You know what I mean? So just, again, keep that in mind. The other thing you want to do off the subject of just specifically the camera, but if you have, which you probably do, a box on your house, you know, like for your utilities. Those boxes have the ability to be secured and locked. Put a lock on the damn thing. Put a lock on your power box to prevent somebody from just going up there and turning off your power. If they kill your power, you're killing everything, every smart home tech item in the house, unless you have battery backup, which is always a good idea on certain things. But again, remember, layer your security, and hopefully you'll never have to worry about any kind of real issues. And if you do, you have some kind of level of protection. But I do overall think the Nooie Cam is a great product. It's a great company. Again, the app, super user-friendly. If you want to have their smart lights and their smart sockets, it's all under one roof. And I've always said that in a lot of my videos, we're doing smart home tech reviews. You know, a lot of times we get all these different products, especially a guy like me who works with a lot of companies that have a lot of different brands. And all these different brands, a lot of them use different apps. So if you try to keep everything under one roof, it just makes it that much more convenient. Again, if you are spreading out your different brands and you have a whole bunch of different stuff, getting a smart home assistant is great because that puts all these different brands, again, under one roof, and you control everything with the app or with your voice. So just something to think about, guys. So anyway, it's still a great product. I'll definitely mount this up today. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always here to help you guys. Drop me an email, drop me a comment. I want to thank Nooie for their generosity again and work with me and sending me this bullet cam. again, it's always nice to get another camera. I have like 16 cameras on my house, so you know, I can't tell you that having these cameras is just great if you have any kind of issues. Again, just the peace of mind of being able to check up on your home and make sure everything looks correct and getting those alerts. But if you do get any of these, even if you don't get the Nooie cam, if it has the ability to put an SD card in it, spend a couple bucks, get an SD card, you'll thank me for it. You'll be able to not have to worry about cloud recording. You'll be able to just pull the footage right off the camera and see, hey, you know, did somebody, what triggered that alert? You can go back and check it. Otherwise, you're just basically hoping you can check your phone at the right time. And let's face it, with our phones, we have alerts going off all day long. At least I do. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like the content, do subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Take care.